Hello and welcome to another episode of Vessel and Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Kim Charlson. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about embodiment. What is embodiment? How can we do it? And how can we make it part of our daily lives? Let's get into it. Today's episode is based off of a number of questions that we get within the Awaken Authenticity membership on a very routine basis, which is how do I actually become my soul? How do I do that? I know what my soul energy is, but I'm not sure how to actually act and behave like it on a daily basis. How do I go through the practice of embodiment? So let's first define what embodiment is. Embodiment is that you are bringing the energy of your soul into your vessel and are allowing it to be in your body. It is embodied. It is the thing that is physical for you in that moment. It is that you are no longer being some other energy, you're being the energy of your soul. Embodiment can often feel like something of a performance. It's often described as something about being visible or being present in the world and being seen by others, of allowing your energy to be witnessed. But that's not truly what embodiment means. And that's what Monty talks about today in their channeled message, that embodiment is not about how others are viewing you. It is about how you are living in the energy of your soul. It's a lived experience, not a witnessed experience. When we have a tendency to frame embodiment as something of confidence or being demonstrative or performative, then that removes a lot of that natural aspect to it of really being the embodiment of our souls and allowing our souls to be there in their fullest form. Because when we say, well, I need to be confident and authentic to myself and accepted at the same time, we self edit. We decide that there are certain parts of our soul that are more acceptable to others. And so then we selectively embody our souls based off of what we think others might want to participate in, what they might want to witness, what they will find attractive and appealing. And so we edit, we suppress, we hide, we shame ourselves into believing that there are parts of our soul that aren't worthwhile. So, as you're listening to today's episode, what I'd like you to do is instead of thinking about what you should embody, just allow yourself to receive Monty's message, to receive the wisdom of what it means to come into embodiment, and we'll put it into practice at the end. So, let's hear from Monty. Embodiment is the most important part of why you are here in physical form. Embodiment is simply the act of being your soul fully and completely. That is simply all it is. All of the embodiment practices that you are doing, all of the different embodying concepts that have come to you, are all in an effort to help you to be more of your soul through physicality. And what we mean by through physicality is that you are interacting with your physical world in your actions, in your intentions, in your thoughts, in your way of being to be your soul. And this is a difficult thing for most humans because there is a certain amount of resistance to their soul energies. They have been accustomed to being conditioned to saying, my soul and those energies are not for me. These other external energies that are available in the physical world, in the non-physical world, are what I should be instead because everyone is telling me this is so. All of the ways that you have lived your life have, in many forms, told you that being your soul is inaccessible to you, is something that is undesirable. There may be certain aspects of your soul and its energies of your true nature of being, your most expanded self, that feel good to you, that feel as though those are desirable things that you want to be, and that at large, your friends, your family, and society also value. But there are also parts of who you are that you believe, and this may not be the case, but that you have this belief, that are undesirable. You have been told through many events, through many interactions, through many different things in your life, that there are parts of your soul that you should not embody, that you should not be, that you should not think like or act like because they are undesirable. Embodiment is the practice of saying, I know who I am and who I want to be, regardless of the external conditions that may lead me to believe otherwise, that may indicate to me that that is not the case. Embodiment is the practice of saying, I am me. You can take it or leave it. I am me in the fullness of my being, and I love myself more than anyone else could. It is the self-acceptance of who you are fully and completely, and expressing those energies into your life. The practice of embodiment is the letting go of the external validations or external judgments. For much of embodiment, the focus is on the releasing of the external judgments, of saying, I am letting go of the ways that people tell me that who I really am is undesirable, and I will highlight those elements and love them myself. But true embodiment is also saying, those bits of me that other people approve of, that I am motivated to be by those external means, are unimportant to me because of that external validation, but are important to me because it is me. That I want to be the embodiment of myself, regardless of the external circumstances, the external conditions that say one way or the other. It is saying, I am me, I love me, I accept me, regardless of the approval or disapproval of others. And that can be a very difficult thing for humans in many ways, because the seeking out of external validation is often tied to the seeking out of opportunities, the seeking out of support, the seeking out of results in the physical realm of saying that if I am the things that people want, then people will give me love, adoration, and the physical resources I need to live my life. And if I am the embodiment of things that people find undesirable, I will not be able to be loved, to be accepted, or to get the physical resources that I need. So I will highlight the things that are externally validated and downplay or ignore or completely shut away the things that are undesirable. But the truth in embodiment is that when you embody these energies, your external reality begins to change. That as those people see the things that they find acceptable in you, mixed with the things they find unacceptable, some of them will fall away. Others will invite this change and say, wow, you were great before, I love this even more. And as well, there will be new people that are drawn to you that say, I love these things that are undesirable according to your previous conditions, and I would like to be around you. I would like to support you. But again, the embodiment is the focus. The results are a byproduct of that. Because if you were to say, well, I'm only going to embody the things I think are useful to me because other people tell me they are useful, you are cutting off all of the opportunities for new people coming into your lives, new opportunities, new ways for support, new ways for results of all of those undesirable elements of yourself that you see through your current conditioning. The truth is, many of these things that you find so undesirable are honestly and truthfully the things that others will find even more desirable than the things that you think are the most desirable about you now. It is a possibility that you have yet to consider. It is a truth that you have yet to know. And the only way that you can find out is to begin to embody the fullness of yourself. So how does one begin to embody oneself? First, it is an awareness of what is your soul and what it is that you want to bring through from your soul into this incarnation. Your soul is multifaceted. There are many aspects to it. And you get to choose what version of your soul you are being in this lifetime. You get to choose the bits and pieces that you find desirable. But it is the lack of the external that will tell you what you truly want to be. So it is asking yourself first, what are all the aspects of my soul that I could be? And then identifying the ones that you feel are undesirable and figuring out where that undesirability comes from. Is it something external? Do you have resistance to it? Are you afraid of it? These are all from external. In truth, what you find undesirable in the pure practice of embodiment is that which you do not really just care about. It is that you feel neutral about it and just decide you would rather focus on something else, because all aspects of your soul to you are desirable, but some of them are more desirable than others, because to truly love yourself is to desire every aspect of your being. Now, there will be those that you find very exciting, very desirable to be. And again, asking yourself, why do I find these desirable? What excites me about them? What do I think I can get by being them? Because, again, this would be to focus on the external world, to say, if I am this, I will get that as a cause and effect. Rather than saying, I just desire to be this because I want to, because I love it, because I want to embody this and bring this energy into the world. It is not something that has a logical result. It is very illogical in nature. And these are the steps of allowing yourself to come into embodiment, is to understand your soul energies, to realize what you are afraid of being, and to break those down into things you feel neutral about, or even start to be curious about. And then the things that you find desirable, and find out, why do you find them desirable? What do you think it can get you? And from there, then finding what you, without any external influences, find to be the most exciting, the most desirable to be, the most aligned for this embodiment in this moment. And you will find that over time, this changes as you grow and change, as different scenarios lead you to a deeper understanding of your own desires, your own excitement, that your embodiment will also evolve over time, that you are a changing being in your embodiment. We hope that this helps you understand the process of embodiment and how to begin to understand what it means to be yourself. We send you great love. That is all. The key that Monty really wants us to recognize is that embodiment is not actually about self-expression. It is about self-acceptance. And then self-expression comes out of that embodiment. But embodiment is merely the act of accepting all the different parts of you. They don't all need to be expressed, but they all need to be embodied. There is a slight difference in that. So that is why we can still say, okay, there are certain aspects to myself I'm going to express in this scenario because they are what I want to express here. Not all parts of you have to be expressed in every moment, even though they could be all embodied. But it starts with that self-acceptance first, that if there are parts of ourselves that we feel we don't want to embody, that we can't accept them because we feel that others won't want them to be expressed, won't accept them, won't love us as a result, then we have a tendency to not embody our energy fully. So one way that you can think about this and reflect on it is, what parts of me feel too much? What parts of me feel not enough? What parts of me feel cringe or undesirable? Where did I learn that from? Is it something that I truly believe, or is it a belief that was accepted by me because someone else told me that was the way things should be. And as the last and most difficult part, what do you think's going to happen if you start to embody those parts fully? Now, again, it's embodiment, not self expression. And one of the harder questions to ask, even, is what are the parts that I feel most excited about embodying that I feel might get me different things that I might overemphasize versus the ones that I feel may not be as useful to me that I may ignore or hide? Embodiment begins by allowing all of those parts to exist within you without wanting to shame it, without saying, oh, I need to edit this part of myself out, rather than allowing it to be accepted by you and then expressed in the appropriate situations where you feel that you want to express those because it's your desire rather than meaning someone else's. So, what this could look like is allowing yourself to really say the things that you want to say while being conscious of how they impact others. Allowing yourself to express yourself in new ways, in ways that maybe that you really want to, but feel that they may not be accepted by others. Or by choosing something that feels more in alignment rather than for approval in just small, simple ways throughout your day. But the key is embodiment is the first step. Self-expression comes after. Embodiment allows us then to gain access to new things. Some things will just naturally fall away. Those are things that aren't aligned for you. And then new opportunities and new doors will open. But all of those results are a byproduct first of accepting the different parts of yourself, allowing them to be embodied, and then choosing how you want to express them. So one question that I often ask myself is, am I being myself here, or am I doing something for approval? Am I being myself without regard to results or acceptance, but just because I love that version of who I am? And it's okay if it changes over time, because the more that we get to know our souls, the more that we get to be in alignment, the more parts of ourselves get to be embodied and expressed over time. I hope this episode has helped you. If it's something that you feel could help a friend, please send them this episode. And we look forward to hearing any of your comments and feedback. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode.